Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome back to a bit of Gravy Hearts of Iron 4, where today we're going to be timmying it up. Oh wait, I think my brain just collapsed in on itself for a second there. So Paradox has gone ahead and released a new patch where they've gone and tried to fix a whole bunch of the Graveyard of Empire stuff. Now, I already had a little talk about this on my Slop channel, and one of the things they have changed is the Loyalist branch over for the British Raj. Now, they have also updated the Communist path quite a bit and added a whole bunch to it, so I'm going to play that as well at some point, but I didn't want to spam out like 5 India videos in a row. But if you did watch that Slop video, you already know where this is going, because today we're going to lose. Yeah, I was really debating on how to set this up realistically, but if you go to India now and you go down that Loyalist path and make your way down to the Jewel Becomes the Crown, if the UK ends up capitulating, you can carry on the fight as the British government in exile. That's right, boys. We've got Kaiserreich at home. I was thinking of a million ways of how to actually get the UK to capitulate, which is obviously going to be the hard part here because the German AI not the best, and I was kind of tempted just to play as the UK, make sure that I set all the focuses I want for India, and just hope they get down to here by the time I essentially throw myself into the fire. But I don't want to spend like half the video not playing as India and checking out their tree. So what we're going to do around like 1940, whenever the fall of France happens, we're just going to open this, and then we are going to come back as the British Empire once again from India. It's confusing, but it does sound like one hell of a cool challenge. So because we are quite obviously sticking with the British, it's going to come with a few downsides, like not really being able to deal with all of this revolt risk that's going to keep picking up, because we won't be able to get our independence, at least not until the British blow up. Just like you can blow up my subscriber count by hitting the sub button down below, and that'd be very nice, thank you. At some point in the history of this channel, we would like to hit 1 million subscribers. So if you will just hit the subscribe button right now, people who aren't subscribed, guess what? Yeah, we'd be there a little bit sooner. So we get 2 choices here on our industrial side. I think I'm actually going to go with this right side over here so we can get exploit the frontier, which will give us resource rights in Burma, and they do have a lot of good stuff over there that I do want. So have you ever done the Dutch exile path when they flee over to the Dutch East Indies? I'm pretty sure it's going to work exactly like that. The only thing we do have to worry about is anything that requires us to be in a faction with the UK. We should probably get done very quickly, because if the UK does flee, I'm pretty sure they get annexed, which hot tip means we won't be in a faction with them. Okay, over here on the left, I think we're going to go with favor the Muslim League, just so we can get rid of that recruitable population factor, and also put off having to deal with our agrarian society a little bit there, because that's a lot of focuses. So if we could just get our recruitable population factor up at the beginning, that's better for us, honestly. The only thing that's kind of sad about that is we're losing out on that minus 10% consumer good factories, which ain't great, but don't have a lot of factories anyway. Now, I'd much rather do the Indian Parliament over here than the Integrity of India Act, because I don't want to take that minus 15% political power gain, but yeah, I'm not actually struggling too much, and there are quite a bit we can do for political power gain that, you know, I think we're gonna do the Integrity of India Act, because we do plan on kind of overthrowing India and becoming it. So I guess it kind of makes a bit more sense. Although I do think we get stuck with this guy, and he does suck quite a bit, because that daily autonomy progress isn't very fun. Alright, we threw a attaché over to China now, just so we could pop right on up to partial mobilization, and hopefully we can get quite a bit of industrialization done. Hold on, I just got scammed. I paid 120 political points to get this guy in government, and he didn't get in government. Just to clarify, I added the 120 political power back after, just to check. But hold on, we're going to reload that autosave just to see what was going on there. Okay, so I went to add him. I spent my 120 political power, and he didn't go in. He refused the job. I'm not insane. And that was very, very weird. To be fair, I think when we did the Integrity of India Act right there, it did remove one of the guys I had as my leader. So I think it might have been a little bit broken. But that's kind of annoying if you just lose 120 political power like that. But reloading seemed to have done the trick anyway. So, yeah. Hoi 4 is running my mind. I'm looking at this. This gives you minus 149.99 in your current freedom meters. And then if you just do the focus after it, that just gives you it back immediately. What's the point, Paradox? Oh, there we go. We got half the resources in Burma. Not all of them, but enough. All right, here we go. It's time to boom. Now, like I said, after the fall of France, if it even happens, German AI is not very good nowadays, we are going to set up the UK capitulating, which will be done in the console. We're also going to pop the preemptive invasion of Iran, try get that seized before anything else. Well, we've got a wee bit of a problem in France, you could say. Oh no, it looks like the Italians just landed completely unopposed. You can still see them fighting the unit that I just deleted. All right, now we got 70 days to do this focus. I might have to just have it trigger automatically. We'll see if the UK is gonna last. Our world, where I've literally just set up for the UK to lose, and the Italian AI still can't quite do it. Fine, anyway, it gives us time to get this done. Okay, now the UK has fallen to the mighty Axis invasion. Churchill has fled to the Raj, and we now get the opportunity to have him as our leader. Yep, absolutely ridiculous, but there he is. Now, he didn't just come alone, he did bring along the British Navy. I also love political actions. Return Winston Churchill to the United Kingdom. After doing that focus, we don't even have to have the UK fully capitulated. We could just go rescue them right now, actually, but obviously we are going to go do it properly. We're going to wait for the UK to capitulate, and we will be back. Now, that does make us a major power, and I think put us in charge of the Allies. I'm not too sure if we get it when they do capitulate. I think we do, and also I guess it just puts a random guy in charge of the UK. Alfred Dundas, that he's back. But more importantly, it makes us a major, and we are free. So we are now fully powered up, especially with that British Navy on the way. Okay, there you go. The UK has capitulated. Okay, with the UK capitulated, we are in one hell of a tricky situation. And we are pushing them out of Ethiopia, at least all my allies are, because I just put the British subs out just to go raid them. That's destroyed their supply, but the Italians have made a breakthrough over into Egypt. What I absolutely am very worried about is Iraq right now. They could join the Axis at any point, or the UK could just declare war on them. That's not good for me. Okay, here we go. The Germans are going in on the Soviets, which is definitely not good news for us, because if they do really well, that's going to have them on our border. So I think our first course of action here is definitely going to get the Italians out of the Middle East. There you go. Just got a whole bunch of Italians encircled over there. Let's hopefully keep pushing. All right, we've made ourselves all the way up here. I think the Suez has been blown up, though, which is super annoying because they also took Gibraltar, meaning we're not getting back into the Med with the Navy. All right, Germans are getting dangerously close to ruining my life here. Let's try and, like, save the Soviets a bit here. I have joined the Japan war as well, just so I could get the US in our faction. I'm going to call them in, and maybe they'll do something. It does mean we are going to have to watch out now on this Burmese front. Of course, Iraq finally joined. All right, we really need to kick them out of the Middle East. If the damn Suez was still up and running, I just put my Navy up over there now and just start raiding them, but obviously can't do that, and they have brought over so much damn stuff. And of course, the UK AI just declared on Vichy. You know, Okay, I requested control of the Greek Navy, which is still in the Med. I've got them raiding now, and I'm just going to try brute force the Italians out. Okay, it worked. It cost quite a bit, and I am dangerously low on support equipment, but it had to be done. Also, the US just landed in Italy. How did we manage to even do that? We have no naval supremacy. Wait, they've got 83% naval supremacy. How did you get your Navy in here? Suez ain't back, is it? No, the Suez is not back. Okay, and that should be the Middle East cleared up. Now, we got a choice of going back over to North Africa, securing that, or jumping straight into Italy. Super annoying. I don't even know if the British AI has clicked the button to start repairing the Suez. I guarantee they're probably not going to do it. We don't have to worry about the Japanese, though. They aren't looking too competent this game over. I might try push into Siam, though, try get that under control. I'm just going to wait until we've finished off Iraq, and then maybe Italy. I think we'll come back to Italy. Definitely not going to be able to help with that Italian thing, because I looked away dealing with Siam for like 2 seconds there, and the Germans managed to make it down. There's a lot of stuff here now. I have no idea why they flooded so much crap down here immediately, but they have no supply, so I'm just going to push them out because I do have full air supremacy and cast. Yeah, just going to start munching all these guys. Sometimes you really do have to question what is the AI thinking? I think we've stabilized that enough now that I'm now going to try and get back in the UK. It's going to be a little risky though, because I'm going to have to take my navy away from Asia. So hopefully Japan doesn't get any bright ideas. Now the US is still holding on in Italy. We could probably go help and knock them out immediately, but whilst the Italians are busy, I do want to strike the UK and hopefully get it back. Oh, that's going to complicate things. The Germans just released their Reich Commissariat because the Italians capitulate the land went to them. Not good. That means Germans might start garrisoning this instead of the Italians, and I imagine the Italians didn't have a lot to garrison with. Oh, let's go find out. Oh, perfect. Absolutely nothing. All right, boys, we've made it back. Best part is too, because they made the Reich Commissariat, they actually get control of London. So that actually went to me now, not the UK. So in the peace conference, I could help myself to that if I felt so inclined. Oh, and they've actually finally finished, repaired the Suez. A little bit too late now, though. Gotta use that a little while back. I was about to say, maybe we should send Churchill back and get rid of this horrible man known as Alfred Dundas, the surrenderer of his universe. But technically, he wasn't really the surrender, because Churchill was the one that cowardly ran away, and Alfred Dundas defended the shores. But I'm still gonna go ahead and return Winston Churchill, just to see who we get. Oh, we get Freeman back. Freeman Thomas. Yeah, we do keep the Navy, though, which is kind of weird, I guess, in this scenario. Since we're back in the UK already, I reckon we just go straight for it now into a D-Day. Yeah, I'm just going to hold over here in the Caucasus now. Don't think I am even going to attempt to push that any further, and they can't push me, so we are good to just wait it out. And the Americans did actually get the full cap on the Italians, so I reckon the beaches of Normandy might be open. There's definitely some things guarding the ports over here, but nothing I reckon that's going to stop me. Yeah, me and my mighty convoy of death. You know, even without the UK, I don't know if they just spammed it out actually, because I didn't check, but they still have 82 units, which was a good amount. Now, I do know there is a whole bunch of building slots all over, well, Egypt mostly. They have a few others in like their African territories, so they are still pretty useful industrially. But you know, it is good to see that they are back in the fight, even if the navies looked a bit better before. Oh, okay. I could just annex Burma. That's kind of hidden. Okay, so I'm going down this section of the tree over here, and I did the defense of Burma thing. I realized there was an event under it. I didn't realize that event would be me leading to the annexation. Now, someone did say that this does actually lead to you annexing Burma, and I think you can also do the defense of Malaya over here, and I'm assuming that is the same thing. We won't be able to do this one, though, unless we retake Singapore, so I'm going to try and do that before we finish up this war. Okay, now we've liberated Singapore. I can do the defense of Malaya, and I think that should get them annexed into me, which means we're going to be very, very powerful here, even though I guess we are technically towards the end of the game. Although we still haven't finished off Germany, so I think what we're gonna do is just push straight in from the Benelux in straight into Germany. Of course, you know, start pushing it to Germany. There goes France. Inadvertently solved that issue, I reckon there. You know, I was just looking at my casualties there. You know, pretty high, but we are India. We got a lot of manpower, and I just realized that Italy actually has more war participation than France currently. Well done, fellas. Okay, cool. There you go. We also just got Malaya as well. I mean, we will have to liberate a bit of it, but time will tell. Well, obviously gave Italy a bit of credit, and they decided to take that to heart and died. Oh damn, there you go. Wasn't even paying attention. They have capitulated. Of course, gotta take my London's actually a lot of moolah. Alright, maybe we won't take London then. I think we've got better things to be taken. Okay, well that doesn't really look too good, does it? Well, I guess technically because I own the Navy now, I should probably go somehow deal with Japan. And since we have ever so perfectly dealt with the post-war situation in Europe, it can only go that well in Asia, I imagine. Oh, I mean, yeah, actually, that went pretty well. I am definitely using the Navy quite liberally here, though. I don't care too much for it because it's not my Navy. I mean, it is my Navy, but I didn't build it. Oh, okay, we'll look at that in a minute. All right, there goes Japan. Didn't really have any points there, so I just took Siam and then a part of the Navy. And, well, that ain't my problem now. Now, let's go save Europe. I only just realized as well, the Italian puppet went to me. India and Italy is a thing. Yeah, I guess that's because I was a faction controller, so... fun for me, I guess. Do I want it? Do I need it? Not particularly. Yeah, that's a bit of a funny meme. So Austria was in our faction, and they just got annexed by Germany through the Anschluss event that happens if they're in the same faction, which they weren't in the same faction. And I'm pretty sure they were fighting each other by looking at what's currently going on in their land, so... You gotta love this game. But yeah, I have joined the war now, and I will be ridding Europe of the communist threat. Unfortunately, though, I do have a border with the Soviets, and we're just kind of agreeing not to touch each other, because this won't be fun to push into. I was silently kind of hoping they would get Afghanistan in their faction, though, because look how cool my country would look if I owned them. Sadly, I'm clicking, but nothing's happening. I guess the Soviets must have been real weak from those that German war, because I'm just kind of rolling over them. So China really desperately wants in the faction, and no. The unspoken truth on the Central Asian and Caucasus front has well, it was never really spoken of in the first place, so you know, free game. Oh, that didn't take too much, did it? Oh, it was potentially some pretty good borders for our country. Have definitely taken a big turn north. Yep, country name's now over Siberia, which, you know, in a way, doesn't make any sense, does it? But hey, you know, it was a pretty fun game. Didn't even have to really fight the Soviets there, but I thought, you know, just put a little cap on it there and try and make something look good. Realistically, made things look 50 times worse. So yeah, the Loyalist branch of the focus tree, very fun, but obviously it was kind of specific to what the challenge was that we kind of had to set up ourselves. Now, I know there are probably ways that you can really nudge the AI into potentially taking down the UK, like up in the German difficulty or something like that, potentially giving them a strong enough buff that they'd be able to get over there, but realistically, you're probably not gonna see it happen too much. I think the only way you will see it is if you're the one capitulating the UK, which is definitely gonna be the most likely scenario for this to ever trigger. Hey, but on the off chance that somehow the AI does pull it together, it is pretty cool that you do get yourself the emergency button, but you know, it does take 70 days to pop off, and if you're not a major by that point, oh, it's bad for you because you will just be annexed. So potentially I'd think about getting this lowered down quite a bit. But yeah, this definitely felt a lot better than the other paths I played for India, considering if you think about it, it's 1947 right now. I'm finished with my game. I'm super overpowered. I'm done. And this is just where my game was starting before on the other two Indian paths. Now, I definitely want to come back, though, and try out the new communist branch and what they've changed for that. It is a bit sad that I never got around to actually playing it in the first place to see what they would have changed, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Either way, I think the Loyalist branch is pretty good. Even if you don't do this focus over here, you get pretty damn powerful. Your independence does come a little bit slower, though, and you can also become a Dominion over here, which we obviously didn't get to do because we were free already by then. It was kind of cool about this Dominion of India thing too. I guess if you waited until you actually got a lot of land, you actually get compliance gain in every state you own. I'm assuming that is meant just to be for your Indian states, but yeah, that's not just for your Indian states. But, you know, it was pretty fun. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe down below. Let me know what you think of this branch if you've tried it, and if you've already tried the new communist things they have changed, let me know what I should be looking out for too, because it'd be interesting to know, and that video will be upcoming, so give me some help if you've got it. But until next time, bye.